Where's the... there it is. Oh, I don't have a carry quest. Well, that's silly. Darkshore. 6 chapters. The Great Animal Spirit, the Shatter Spear, the Eye of All Storms, the Devourer, Consumed by Madness, and the Battle for Darkshore. Haha, 404. Error, viewer not found.
I am on it.
It's too late for Lard. He didn't make it in time. The last wave of night elves from Alberdine attempted to escape a couple of hours ago. They stayed in their old homes, clinging to the hope that they could be salvaged. But it seems they were finally forced out. I fear many of them won't make it, like Lorid did. Quickly, go down the coast to the west and find any survivors you can. We're sending sentinels and hippogriffs down, but every moment counts. We need to know which ones make it.
May the stars guide you. I am on it. How may I help?
Some of the survivors of the last Alberdine attack are still trying to make it up the coast to safety. We only caught word that they were coming within the last hour. I wish that we had more warning. The coastline west of us is swarming with vile spray, vicious little water elementals. We need to clear them out if any of the survivors are to have a chance of making it to Lordinel. Depart immediately and kill every elemental you see. Velkor's body lies motionless. As you begin to move away, a hand reaches out and grabs your ankle. He's alive! Gashala rolls onto his side to look at you as you approach and sees a hopeful smile creep onto his face. As you approach, you hear Cerulean brass for breath. You look to stand a chance if rescued soon. A whisper escapes Sheldon's throat as you approach. Help, please. This is a really cool animation. Like the Blade of the Sacred Justice, or what the fuck it is? Blade of Justice. I added words. It's cool to me, it's just like... Impaled.
Hello.
Your efforts are very much appreciated. Since the cataclysm and the elements have been out of control, we have little hope of taking back Aberdeen without extinguishing their presence first.
Farewell. Peace be with you.
Thank you. Some of them surely would not have made it without you. We'll be taking the wounded to the main building once we have them all safely back in town. Perhaps you can meet us there later.
What brings you
It is good to see you. You were likely the key in ensuring that our loved ones made it home. I will hold some hope that you may yet help us further. Like Laird, their wounds will be grave, every one of them battered by the coast and assaulted by the elements. I am doing what I can, but it seems that those elements hosted a toxin that is weakening the ability to heal. I believe I can concoct a salve, but I will need secretions from the muscles of the clams that inhabit the coast. Can you help me?
God is what you do.
Can I help you?
Greetings! I'm helping Tharnarian here try to unravel what has been corrupting the wildlife in the area. I've set up those machines in the field that can analyze animal parts and possibly corruption agents. If you can get me some good samples, we can get to the bottom of this affliction quickly. The first machine is Buzzbox 413. I set it up on the beach just east of town. I'll need you to gather some flesh from the nearby corrupted tide crawlers and bring it to the machine so that it can be analyzed.
Off and away.
Dive! Prefer to be by myself. Hey, look, clams. Clams! Yeah, nobody else. Dead fish. Plums! I do have a toy that gives you water breathing, but it breaks on combat. It's gonna be the unknown phone number button. So, shh, you're loud. Ooh, clam megalo. Hey, you, get hammered. One more clammy. Clammy! Come here. I keep saying clammy the other times. Breathe. I'm out of breathe. Nope, no strider meat. You there. Come here. Get judged. The verdict is in. It says fudge you. Damn it. One of you all needs to give me some meat. Straight up. There we go. Buzzbox 413 hums as you expectantly. The machine crackles loudly and then Whizbang's static-ridden voice becomes audible. Lovely! I hope you didn't kill too many of them. We're not trying to wipe out the population. We just need to get to the source of the corruption quickly. I am proceeding with the analysis now. The machine buzzes for a few moments before Whizbang's voice breaks through. Interesting. The source of this corruption definitely comes from something external. No surprises there. But it appears that in this case, they've been eating something foul. A large mammal, probably. Most likely a bear. Search the beach for a bear carcass for me. Slightly east of there would make the most sense on the inland side of the beach. Bring me the sample back at town.
Interesting.
Welcome back. Did you find that bear sample I was looking for? That definitely looks like the stuff they were eating. Let me take a closer peek. There are a couple other forms of wildlife that we verified infected. It's actually good news that the crabs appear to have caught this from the bears. Hopefully that means this all stems from one source. We need to focus our attention on those bears now. Buzzbox 723 is near the waterfalls to the east. It's going to be messy work, but it's necessary. I'll need you to gather some fresh bear guts to that buzzbox for analysis. We'll go from there once I have the information.
Daylight's burning.
Did you bring the mussels from the clams? I worry that our time grows short. This will be perfect. Thank you so much. I suspect they will want to thank you personally once should they recover, so perhaps you should stop by later. Get stuff and stuff. Go murder some bears. Little bear. No corrupted bear guts on that bear. Seriously? Damn bears be all dodging my attacks. Bear! Jeez, nobody's got corrupted guts. That guy got pants. Oh, they're male and they're edgy. Ugh. Shaman gear. We got two guts. The guts do not want to drop. Oh, baby. Sorry, baby bear. I don't feel bad. Let's hit one of these real quick. Don't these bears give me their guts? It's driving me nuts. I need more bear guts. Open the window. So at the same time, it's kind of cold as shit outside. Like, it's not cold as shit. It's kind of chilly outside compared to the way it's been the last few days. Last few days have been nice. Today is just like, nah. We're going back to cold as shit. Why does none of these bears have guts? I feel like I'm committing bear genocide for no reason. One more. This one charges me. You get like a scoreboard. Like, number of bears murderly to get 6 bear guts. Quick answer, a fucking lot. There we go. Oh, I didn't hit twice. Once is enough. Box is over there, surrounded by more bears. I'm gonna have to kill to get to it. That bear's gonna aggro. And immediately dismounts me. That's weird. Okay. Silly bear. Buzzbox 723 hums at you expectedly. Static precedes Whizbang's distorted voice. The results are coming in now. We should have some information on how the bears contracted this in just a moment. Some unintelligible speech spews forth in the machine before you make out Whizbang's voice again. Dusk rats! They've been eating the dusk rats. Those little buggers only come from one place, a cave against the cliffside to the east. Find a path up to the northeast and look for an opening under the waterfall. The dusk rats there are either getting into something nasty or someone's intentionally spreading some agent through them. In either case, just bring me back several samples of the stuff. Hop. Hop. Hello. I rushed here as soon as I heard the news from Whizbang. I know who's behind this mess now. Zen Foulhoof. He came over from Teldrassil after he was chased out for performing perverse magics. The kinds of corruption he employs are not welcome among my people, and it seems he's taken it a step further this time, perhaps as some form of revenge. Zen's been given too many chances. It's time we remove this threat to all that is nature. Kill Zen and his minions, and then find me back in Lordinus. That's awful. Hey, you. Foul Icker. Oh, come here. What did I get? Cleanse? It's called Cleanse Toxins now? Because Cleanse wasn't... Oh, okay. This key appears to be for the animal cages spread throughout Cliffspring Hollow. The Narian would surely appreciate if you took advantage of the situation to free some of the uncorrupted dusk rats and thistle bears that are still being held captive. Really? Whatever. Bam! Uh-oh, we are elite. That was totally accidental. He drops a leather piece. got enough ichor. Oh, well, hello, Zen. I will have my vengeance! You will have my hammer. Yes. Attempts to run away in fear. How'd that work out for you, bub? Just gonna let you live. You made this decision. Crudely, hastily assembled apothecary's workbench stands here, heaped with scrawled notes and noxious brews. It looks as though the Forsaken have also been studying Foulhoof's handiwork. You grab the most important-looking notes and prepare to smash the laboratory before notifying Tree Tender of your discovery. Hearthstone. Oh, this item can be read. The apothecary's notes are scribbled in a cramped hand with complex alchemic formulas interspersed among childlike doodles of skulls and lightning bolts. Squinting, you can make out parts of the recent passages. Most magnificent corruption, embedding itself deep within living tissue, extremely contagious when several words are smudged. Via food chain, today's test confirmed it only partially biological in origin. Foulhoof, my ineligible companion, preoccupied with vengeance and blind to more constructive applications of his, a greenish ichor stands the remainder of the paragraph. Research progresses slowly. Hope my companions Alphalox fare better.
Pleased to meet you.
Did you get the stuff? The sooner I can start working on a cure, the more animals we can save. This should be plenty. Thanks so much. I'll get working on the cures for this nastiness immediately.
Right.
How may I help?
It is done then. Thank you. I only hope the wildlife here will see more peace with ease passing. Plants. Yes. I am pleased to hear that you were able to free some of the remaining wildlife. With a bit of good fortune, we will find the cure for the corruption that the others have faced before any more of them die. What is this? You found something else in the cave? Thanari and Tree Tender pages through the notes as you relate the story that lines his face deepened with concern. So the Forsaken have been studying Foulhoof's work. My gut crawls at the thought of what they might have done were they able to weaponize his corruption. You've done well to destroy their work, but this raises deeper concerns. What brought the Forsaken to our doorstep? Are they working with the Shattered Spear trolls of the north? Sorrows are heaped upon sorrows. I'm glad you're here.
May the stars guide you.
Please help. I can barely sit up. My friend, a bear named Grimclaw, he's not here. I sent him ahead to let the sentinels know that we were coming before we left Alberdine, but he never arrived. I sensed something might be amiss as we were leaving, but with the evacuation I never had a chance to act on it. If he's injured, there's only one place that he would go. The Withering Thicket, north of Alberdine. Down the road to the south from here. Bring him back to me safely. He's my only family.
Hello.
I would like to extend my gratitude for saving us. I would call myself fortunate, but my beloved Anaya lays long dead. I am alone and deeply troubled, and sadly I require your aid yet again. Wandering the woods of Darkshore after my rescue, I found myself in the ruins of Bashal Aran, where I saw the haunted spirit of my beloved. She must be freed, but I lack the heart to do it. Her spirit must be destroyed.
Next week.
brings you?
It is in times like these that we are forced to stop and examine our way of life. We are mortal now, and no matter how much we desire otherwise, we are deserving of our new place in this world. Bashalaran, down the road to the south, once a city of our ancestors, is now home to their cursed ghosts. We held hope of salvation for them, as with ourselves, but we have left them in torment for too long. It is time to extinguish the final flame of Bashalaran.
Be careful.
Be sure to stop by the bridges southeast of town. You should be able to secure a night receiver to get you down to the ruins. I don't know. It's freaking out, man. Did you give me a ride?
Del Nadres.
Ride on, shooting star. No quests. 89. There's 6 chapters? It's about 15 quests per chapter, probably. If they're divided evenly. I have come to Bashalaran to grant peace to the troubled spirits of the Highborn, but I find my hands hesitant with each blow. If you would like to aid me, you have my gratitude.
Good luck, my friend.
Uh-oh. Guess they don't take apparently my kind around here. Put out our fire! We're gonna fuck you up! No, no. Excuse me. Let loneliness guide you. Give in. Never! Finally, my soul may rest. O dearest Cerulean.
Hello.
You have my thanks. Though you may not be able to show it, you have the thanks of the Highborn spirits as well. Fare safely. Trabza.
Farewell.
Maddened Chaos Runner? That looks cool. Where does that come from? Angler Carlos? Must be part of the Kroken.
Can I assist?
Greetings, traveler. You seem to have an interest in my friend here. You're here on behalf of his friend Volcor, then I imagine. If Volcor didn't come himself, he must be injured as well. I hope he recovers quickly. Grimclaw is too injured to be moved far, and he's going to need some immediate treatment. I'm afraid I can't let you take him back just yet. Perhaps you can help me while I tend to him. I have no doubts that Grimclaw will recover with the help of my healing magics, though I can't say the same for the poachers that attacked him. Still, I could use some salve to close his wounds and lessen his pain as he heals. To the east, you will find the ruins of Lornesta. Among the crumbled stones, there is a variety of fuming toadstools that flourish in the damp environment. Bring me some of the toadstools so that you can mix a salve for our friend here. While we tend to Grimclaw, I would like you to peacefully gather some ritual materials for me from the nearby wildlife. I need whiskers from the moonstalkers to the west, pluck them from the sleeping ones, and move away quickly. I need hair from the doe to the east, just avoid the stags. Finally, I need fur from the bears along the water to the northeast. Wait until they catch a fish, then get the sample quickly and get away before they finish eating. Please do not harm any of them.
Is there trouble?
We cannot condone the reckless violence. It is not our nature. However, there are times when the consequences of avoiding battle are too tangible to ignore, as is the case with these Naga. When the earth in the area shattered, a small section of ruins rose to our east. These ruins once housed those loyal to Queen Ajara, and it seems her kind have returned in search of something. Take this petrified root. You can use it on their fallen to raise Ents to aid you. Deal with them and their leaders swiftly. Easiest part. Not for the hardest part. Probably the easiest item I've ever had doing that quest. Oh, excuse me. Pressing the wrong button. I'm probably gonna take Stag anyway. I always take Stag because its movement speed. And having the bears be nice to you or the cats be nice to you is not necessary. If the cats give you increased damage, the bears give you increased health, and then the stags give you movement speed. And of course they make it to where all the associated creatures are neutral to you. Grimclaw is quite the fierce combatant. I feel somewhat sorry for those poachers, despite their arms. You have my thanks, young one. We should be able to speed Grimclaw's recovery dramatically with this salve. Have you retrieved the materials that I asked for? And please tell me that you did not harm any of the animals in the process. These will do perfectly. These are the final ingredients for an incense I've been working on. I will explain it in just a moment. Let me fix these first.
Hi.
Thank you, ally. We shall keep a more vigilant eye should they return. Bracers. I don't have any bracers. Wow. I made a level 23 without picking up bracers. I will tend to Grimclaw until his rest is done. He will be ready to return very soon. I have one more task for you while we wait. A favor to grant you, really, should you recognize it. The great wildlife spirits roam around us, waiting and hoping for someone that will aid in stopping their destruction. They are with us as we speak even now, and with the materials you brought me, I can grant you sight. Speak to these spirits, choose one, and return to me with their blessing. Breathe in the smoke and entice the great animal spirits. I am the caretaker for my kind, leading not through force, but through wisdom and swift action. Wisdom is what carries us into deeper forests when danger beckons, and swiftness is what leaves our enemies basking in our absence. In this wisdom I see through to your true intentions, and know that you are deserving of my blessing, the blessing of my swiftness. It can be yours, but know that the other spirits will not welcome you once you proceed. Consider this carefully before accepting my boon. I share these forests willingly, accepting night elf kind into my home, and on occasion calling them friend. Though they have been tainted greatly in recent memory, I can see in you the same strength, honor, and spirit that first endeared them to me. If you place value in the ferocity necessary to overcome all odds, then I am willing to call you my champion. Know now that if you side with my kind, the other spirits will not accept you, so consider your choice carefully. For countless ages I have walked these forests and lived in these mountains. Through snow and fire I have watched civilizations crumble and nature press on. Now the very earth turns against us, and it becomes very apparent that we must fight if our legacy is to continue. Your heart is true, and I would choose you as our champion. If you value the thick hide and resilience of my kind, then accept my boon. Know that the other spirits will not accept you once you have choices made, so choose wisely. I'm going to take Stag like I always do. But I wanted to read off the other options anyway.
I am listening.
So it is done. You have received the blessing of a great animal spirit, and I shall now complete the ritual for you. Please, stand still. While the binding complete, the blessing has taken hold. It will most certainly make your travels in these lands easier. Grimclaw made a full recovery before I could do anything to stop him. He bolted off towards Lordanel, and I suppose that means it's time for your departure. It was a great pleasure to have met you. For now, farewell. Send my best wishes to Valcor and Grimclaw. Hey. So bad. I don't have money for it though.
How may I help?
I would like to travel to Lordanel. Thank you. Come on, good. this.
Goddess, bless
You've returned. It's good to see you again. I suppose we have you to thank for Grimclaw's return. I'm afraid I have bad news. I've been unable to purge the toxin. Their conditions worsen. Gershella died shortly after you left, and Valkor passed just before you came back. He lived long enough to see Grimclaw come back safely, so he died with a smile on his face. I'm just sorry that I couldn't do more. For now, I'm doing everything I can to save Sheldon. So, please, excuse me.
What brings you here?
I somehow avoided being inflicted with the same toxin the other survivors now endure. I cannot help but be envious of them to a degree, though. Living in an eternity alone seems not worth living at all. Oh, I miss you so much, Anya. Thank you. Perhaps it would have been better if I had done it myself, but even after these thousands of years, I could not bear to raise my hand against my beloved. Please, I would be alone with my grief.
Be careful.
She appears to him.
are of the highest quality.
Where did I put that?
May the stars guide you.
You have our thanks. It's time that we leave the past behind us and start looking to our future. If we didn't have enough on our hands with the land and the elementals turning against us, it seems something has riled up the trolls to the northeast, and they've started on a warpath. I'm not sure what their aims are, but they've already attacked several of our scouts and have besieged the cultists at the Tower of Athalax. We've sent a contingent of our best sentinels to counter their attacks. If you would travel northeast of the ruins and join them, I'm certain that they could use the extra hand.
What can I get for you today?
You look like an able sort. There are a great number of wrecks off the coast here, most old, some new. For quite some time I've been trying to get at their holds and put their valuables to more use, but there's a nasty infestation of murlocs that seems to have other ideas. I've sent scores of adventurers and none have returned. Worry not, I've learned my lesson and it is not your fate. Swim due north and look for Gary. He'll explain the new plan. It's pretty simple, really.
Be good.
Gary? I know, it's my thought. It's like, if the robot is remote controlled, why is it like 100 feet out on this little rock? Why not just have it in town? And then, like, control the robot from town. Hi, Gary.
Making a special
How do you do? I am Gary, and I assume Gorbolt sent you. If you were here to help, the plan's pretty simple. I've rigged up some decoy bots. We prance the little fellows in near the murlocs and activate their countdown. They'll pulse light and sound to attract the murlocs, and after several seconds they'll explode, taking the murlocs with them. If we get enough of these in there, we should be able to make our way to the ship's holds again, with less casualties this time, hopefully. That part is not for you, though. You just blow up those little fishmen. Whoa. Seems like a good spot. Murloc pests, I come to steal your treasure. Attempt to stop me, quickly! Murloc pests, I come to steal your treasure. Attempt to stop me, quickly! Bloop. That Muslim antiment. So, buddy. The decoys worked then. Great to hear it. Don't you worry yourself one bit about the treasure. Me and Gary will take care of the rest of this time around. Truth be told, if something went wrong again and I lost any more of you adventurer types, I'm pretty sure they'd kick me out of town.
Safe travel.
I'm sure you deserve it. Like a ride to the ruins of Mathysa.
What brings you?
Glinda sent you to lend a hand, did she? I'm glad she did. I would certainly use the help. I'm working on our initial plans to start whittling away at the ranks. Please feel free to help Taisha and Bathuli in the meantime.
Be careful. Hello.
There are large numbers of Shatter Spear trolls picking through the ruins in the north and northeast. I suspect that they're looking for magical artifacts, but none of their scouts have reported the discovery of anything of significance turning up from their digs. They may well just be fueling the war. One thing is certain, though. Less laborers would slow down their offensive, so less laborers is what they're going to get. Yeah?
Goddess, watch over you.
There are several ruins similar to these spread throughout Darkshore, many of them inhabited by troubled spirits of the Highborn. Out of mild curiosity for their cursed souls, we haven't been overly proactive about stripping the ruins of artifacts, but those hesitants vanish in light of the new troll threat. While we're aiding the sentinels in their goals within the ruins, please collect any artifacts that you stumble upon and bring them back to me. I would like to preserve what little I can. It's just through a rock. Not okay. Oh, it's on a mouse. It's like, why does it seem like it's moving? Fine. Fuck it. I'll wait for her to come back. Bitch. I'm gonna climb up this wall that you can't because. The animation for that is brutal. I don't care. Just like. Can you imagine being on the receiving end of that? Hold on a second while I shove this sword up your ass. These appear to be orders dispatched to the overseers of the ruins with a superior in the from a superior in the Shatterspear war camp. Most of them documents contain negligible strategic value, but a couple lines stick out to you. We captured another night elf spying on our operation. She has been taken back to the camp to be tortured for more information. Keep an eye out for additional spies. We cannot afford for our operation to be compromised. The lieutenant will surely want this information. I thought it was a treasure. It's like the sound effect is even brutal. Can I loot them? There we go.
I am hungry.
Good work, thank you.
Farewell.
Can I assist?
You able to recover any artifacts? Perfect, thank you so much. I would hate to lose the records of our culture to war. Far too much has been sacrificed already. Yes. Another. They have more than one. I will not leave any of my people to be tortured. We must act quickly. I have a scout that we lost contact with a couple days ago. I assumed her dead, but it appears that she's been captured. The trolls indicate that they have at least 2 captives, though. The only other person that comes to mind is a Londarian Night Song, a civilian that was in the area against my advisement early yesterday. The Shatterspear have established a war camp to the north. It is almost certainly where any of the prisoners are being taken. Find them and free them if you are able. The trolls are building their forces and supplies at the war camp to the north. When they feel they are ready, they will almost certainly launch their attack on Lordanel from the location. It shouldn't take us long to root this rabble, but I'm not one for taking unnecessary risks. I want you to fight your way into the war camp, set fire to any stockpiles of supply that you see. The setback should buy us quite a bit of time before they can muster a counterattack.
What brings you?
To the north, the Shatterspear have a war camp, where they are constructing their catapults. The camp is guarded by some of their mystics, but I've started receiving reports that they are sightings of orcs and Tauren there as well. I don't want to make any assumptions as to what that suggests, but I do want you to go in and kill them before they can make any further strikes on our sentinels. Excuse me. Wrong person. That was close. Tap twice. Mana potion. Boy, am I gonna put that to good use. Another mana potion. I'm entirely sure where he came from. Hand of Hindrance. Just slow on the target.
Ishnu Allah.
Kalandarian looks very pale, though shallow breaths betray that life remains in her. You're here to save me. A bit later than I'd hoped. Mora sent you. I should have listened to her. It was hard to take the troll seriously, I guess. Alandarian lets out a weak chuckle. It's way too late for that anyway. We're mortal now. This is the fate we have to face, one way or another. I've had time to accept that. I have one request, though. Kill the torturer that did this to me. They call him Ritko. You will find him just ahead with the other prisoner. Alandaria offers a small smile, then winces and slumps back over in pain. Thanks for the rescue. Let's get out of here.
Oh my.
Good to see you. It wasn't looking forward to enduring what Alandarian did, so the rescue was somewhat welcome. I saw the troll leader before I was captured and thought I had the perfect opportunity to kill him, but he's protected by some sort of magic shield. Mora needs to know this before she mounts her assault. But first, we need to get out of here. Help me to the dock. I'll make my way to Lordanel via water, and then you can go back to Mora with the intel. Thanks for getting me out of there. I should be able to swim back from here, but before I go, one quick thing. I was afforded a brief chance to attack their leader, and he was ready by some kind of magic. Make sure Mora hears of this before leading any kind of attack. Farewell, newcomer. May Elun's blessing be with you. Murlocs? Pretty sure that's a Pandaren reference. That's a turtle. A house of back.
Hello. How may I help?
Excellent work. One more threat we can worry a bit less about. We'll continue the offensive while they are still off
I'll
guard.
just watch over you. Wish you my lad.
Alandarian is dead then. That saddens me greatly, but it was not entirely unexpected. I expect no mercy from these savages, and will show them none. Excellent work. That should slow them down a bit. Some sort of shield, you say? You might have a way around this. Bathule had an idea for breaking whatever protective enchantments their shaman had. So it might work on this too. Thank you for saving Ayanasha and bringing me this information. It may well make the difference in our battle. Striking at the head of the beast doesn't work if there's another head to replace it. Before we can kill their leader, we need to kill the sub-leaders that may try to step up. Right now, they are not as well defended. You should be able to best them without much support. Take this Dryad spear and hunt them down. The poison on its tip should slow their incantations. My scouts reported one inside the water chamber in the ruins to the east, and the other past the remains of the tower to the southwest.
Be careful.
Greetings.
I've already been working on something to breaking down the protective wards. With a focus based in the power and a bit of druidic magic, we should be able to breach their shields. Find their shaman to the east and southeast, and recover several of their amulets. I will prepare them and imbue an arrow that can deliver to Soundrya Moonfall for the attack.
I am listening.
Before you rejoin the battle, something urgent has come to my attention. My scouts report that the Forsaken are scouring the ruined tower of Athalax to our south. Prior to the assault, the Bleak Tower housed the fanatical arm of the Shadow Council, commanded by the fallen Highborn, Auricus Narasan. Narasan is long since dead, but if any of his work survives, we cannot allow it out of our sights. Retrieve his research and kill the Forsaken commander, who plunders the ruins. nice vehicle. I aim to fall back in here. On to the next zone. Toe up from the flow up. Light. Oh shit. Rude. Gonna jump down and still be throwing lightning at me like that. Ah, fuck. I feel like that used to be stronger.
brings you?
You've shown a great deal of talent for one so young. Good work. It seems the final battle is before us.
How may I help?
Did you recover the amulets? These will do perfectly. I will prepare them for Sandra. You sure to be dispatched to meet with her shortly. Harrison is no longer our concern, but if his life's work should fall to our enemies, centuries of dark wisdom could be called down onto our heads. How goes the hunt? Let's see what we've got here. By Loon. His notes are scrawled in a half-dozen languages. What is this, blood? This archive makes my flesh seethe, but at least it's secure. I will take us some time to decipher these notes. Oh, your reward. Yes. Here. Nice work with those undead scavengers. Now get back to the fight.
Del Madres.
I am honored.
Their forces are weakened, their supplies destroyed, and their sub-leaders are dead. It is time for us to take the fight to their home and their leader. I'm admittedly still in the dark as to what spurred their sudden aggression, but perhaps we will find some answers on their doorstep. Take this arrow that Bartholomew prepared and report to Chandra Moonfall, deep in the Shadow Spear Vale, to join the attack. It would be best to secure a ride on one of our lightsabers. Going on foot would be dangerous.
How may I help? Del Madres.
Ride the tiger! Come to join the offensive? If you're looking for Chandria Moonfall, she was leading the attack on the Shatter Spear leader at the cave in the back of the Vale. You can meet her there. While you're here, though, we could certainly use your help with routing the rest of the tribe. Go ahead and take the company of one of the vengeful protectors there, and see to it that every last building is destroyed and every last troll killed. We can't have them coming back for revenge when we are less prepared, can we? Ooh. Excuse me. Greetings, did you bring the arrow? It's good to meet you. Word has been sent to me that the efforts you've made to aid us against the trolls, and I must have been impressed. The final fight is upon us now. I hope you are prepared. Their leader and his guard are before us. My sentinels are ready to take care of his guard. We only await this arrow to seal their leader's fate. Let me know when you are prepared to attack. As soon as my sentinels engage, I will shatter the leader's shield, and we will assault him together. Strike swiftly, and we will rout this threat in our lands here and now. We await only you. Speak to me when you are ready. Let's do this. letter from Garage Hellscream makes clear the suspicions that were raised during the offensive on the Shatterspear. The presence of Forsaken at the Tower ruins and horde supplies and enforcers at the Shatterspear war camp were only the start. Garage himself contacted the Shatterspear to spur their offensive towards Lord Hanel, and it seems clear that he fully intends to push from the south as well. Glinda and Nalshay will need this information, and the Night Elves are to be prepared.
How may I help?
We owe a great debt to you for all that you've done to see this battle through. Not often can we claim victory so decisively, but it seems that's far more to this plot than just the Shatterspear. If you haven't already checked his body for information, make sure to do so before you
That
leave.
is what you'll do.
It's more stamina, more armor. You performed excellently up there. We are fortunate to have you with us. I haven't yet received word regarding their leader. If you haven't spoken with Sandra at the cave in the back of the Vale, be sure to do so before you
I
depart.
won't light your path.
Good idea.
Also,
Feel free to browse. Good luck, friend. I am honored.
you're back. I hear the battle went well. Well, this news is disturbing indeed. I will start dispatching messengers to Ashenville immediately and see if we can get some reinforcements and prepare for them. I cannot thank you enough for all the help you've lent us in these trying times. Such heroic deeds deserve reward. I think I might have something that will serve you perfectly.
Farewell.
Greetings.
Just want to offer my sincerest thanks for all that you've done for us. In my grief, I'm afraid that I didn't extend the gratitude that you truly deserve. We may not have made it here without you. Know that you will always have friends here, and you needn't worry about my loneliness. Grimclaw has taken to keeping me company, and I have to say he's a more comforting companion than I would have expected. Take this and go with our blessing until we meet again. Downgrade. Like a lot. Why is the... Oh, it's one hand. For some reason I thought it was a two-hander with intellect. I was like, who the fuck needs a two-hander with intellect? Holy Valley.
Hello.
A group of Twilight's Hammer cultists has set up camp southwest of here. They're preparing an army of water elementals to use against Lordanel. Their leader, High Cultist Azurin, has pacts with the dark old gods that grant his sect power over the elements. Go and deal with him before it's too late. The Cataclysm has left the elemental spirits in disarray. It's only a matter of time until they have enough elementals to overcome our defenses. We're not fully aware of the intentions of the Twilight Hammer cultists to the southwest. We fear an attack on Lordanel. However, their motives may go beyond that. I need you to go to the Twilight's encampment and get your hands on their plans. Hurry. We might not have much
That
time.
is what you'll do.
He's a Drayeti. Solemn reminder of what was lost when the Worldbreaker changed the face of Azeroth.
Wish you well on. Be careful.
Ride south. Far to the south. Do not worry about me. My wounds are deep and death will come soon. It is all up to you now. You must stop the Twilight's hammer. The old gods they worship have granted them power over the restless water spirits. But the power is tenuous. Channel the loon's presence through this orb once the element has been defeated. Use the power of a loon to banish the spirits permanently. Return to the ocean. Return to the tides. It's annoying that he evaded the strongest ability that I have. Also, that healing pot wasn't worth shit. I realized there was a leader I was supposed to be killing here. Oh, that's right there. We thank you, mortal. The ocean is to be free. The tides do as a loon. As a loon commands. We thank you, mortal. The ocean's will is to be free. That's why I realized what the fuck am I in combat with?
need.
You have succeeded. It hasn't all been in vain. My time approaches. Go now. May Loon protect you.
Go in peace.
Where's the... Oh, there she is.
How may I help?
Maybe lower it now, please.
Del Magnus.
I dropped popcorn. I don't know, the thing is, like, I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna do this.
Hello.
The Twilight's Hammer. You've done well! The Twilight's Hammer is a dangerous cult. It would be foolish to underestimate the danger they represent. New gloves. You have obtained the plans? Excellent job. Now give me a moment to examine the plans you've brought me. By Loon, it appears that many of those we feared dead from the attack on Old Alberdeen have taken refuge in a camp outside the town ruins. The cultists at the Twilight Encampment were planning on making quick work of them. It's a good thing that you successfully attacked their position. Seek out Priestess Alania at the refugee camp east of Old Alberdeen, far south of
Good
here.
luck, friend. I am honored. God is to watch over you.
I shall run. Almost halfway through. The Eye of All Storms, right there. The Devourer. Which is, consumed by madness. The Battle of Darkshore. Devourer is like in a lake over here. Consumed by madness is obviously something to do with over here. Holy crow, there's somebody else out here. What is my title? A Crusader, right? I don't have Crusader. Huh. Prelate? Not sure what that is. It gives me the number of people that are not running around. It's not what I tell. It's not hard to get. You just have to complete the Chromie scenario. Hey, baby. I thank you for coming to our assistance. As you can see, the refugee situation is dire.
goddess watch over. Ishmael.
If we're going to take the ruins of Aberdeen back from the Twilight's Hammer, the elementals that they've summoned must be dealt with on a permanent basis. That's where you come in. Look, I don't expect you to retake the town, but while we're healing up here, you can soften them up for us. To permanently deal with the frenzied cyclones, head west, kill them, take their bracers, put them in the Moonwell. That'll destroy the bracers and keep those elementals from being resummoned.
What brings you here?
On my flight south from Darnassus to seek out Malfurion Stormrage, I came across these injured Aberdeen refugees from the ruins of Aberdeen. Their cause is just, and I am helping to heal them, but their injuries are numerous, and it will take time. I trust you will be willing to lend them your aid as well. I've flown through the ruins of Aberdeen on a scouting mission. There are 3 Twilight's Hammer cultists that are responsible for the elementals that have overrun and destroyed the town. Head west in the ruins, seek out and slay Cloud Tamer Wildmane, Windmaster Zuzu, and Skylord Brox. Only then will Sentinel Solarin and her forces stand a chance taking back their home. It was only recently that we heard the news of Malfurion's awakening, mere moments before the cataclysm occurred. As soon as he regained consciousness, he gave a cryptic warning about the land splitting in 2. It's something wasn't done and how all the shockwaves were converging here on Darkshore. He's then reportedly set off for somewhere in this vicinity. I was sent here to find him, but I've found my hands full helping the refugees. Perhaps you can look for him in the southeast of us. Excuse me. Needs more quick strike. Hello. Your friend back at the refugee camp aren't aware of the true and imminent danger that the Twilight's Hammer cultists have brought back into the world. For you to deal with that, we'll first need to get some help from the dead of Aberdeen. Search through the ruins of the town and find the corpses of Thunderous Windweaver, Alyssa Starbreeze, Taldan, and Callias Moonfeather. Coax the spirits from their bodies and then return with them to me here. Wop. 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 And far too powerful for these elementals. Silas and her hippogrips must have been struck down by something else. What was the spirit of Silas Moonfeather from the still corpse? Hey Zuzu! Piece of shit. You be messing with Zuzu. No matter, Therian here, man. We're gonna roll on your refugee camp and then bring the hurt to you in Lordanel. First, you die. Need some help here, damsel in distress. Here's where Talon served his last drink. Should be I'm collecting this one. I'm gonna be I'm probably gonna. That one. It's gonna get close. Sentinel's body rests here, the apparent victim of the elemental onslaught that has overtaken the town. you only knew the power that I serve, you would not hesitate to kneel before me and join our ranks. Sadly, your ignorance will prove to be your undoing. Thunder and Wind Reaver's corpse lays sprawled out here, the apparent victim of the Twilight Hammer's machinations. Coax the spirit. Go around this way, so I don't have to fight the extra cyclone. Maybe. Times.
I am honored.
So much death and pain. Can there be any doubt that there is more yet to come? All I wish to do is move onward into the goddess's embrace, as do these others. But first, let us see that we can even more misery and destruction from being spread. Etherian is almost in our world, but he can still be dealt with. At the end of the dock, floating is a ritual orb. I want you to use it to complete the ritual, beckoning the elemental lord down from his vortex. Trust me, I and the other spirits that you have freed will greatly weaken Etherian. However, it will be up to you to finish him off for good and save Calderai people of Darkshore from utter destruction. Deliver his essence to Corvine Moonrise at the refugee camp, so he will know. I'm gonna have to fight that dude again. Also, I need to be going in the building. You dare? Today we'll see the end of Lord Janelle, Maltherian, and you. No, Maltherian, you will not be allowed to happen. What is this, Yalda? Ha ha ha, there is nothing you or these other spirits can do to stop me. We shall see. Let us weaken him, my friends. Even in this weakened form, I will destroy you. Weakened Etherian. Gather the remnants of Etherian's essence into a small pouch for delivery to Corvine Moonrise. Silly dwarf. Show you belong in the mines.
What can I do for you?
There was the massive earthquake, and the next thing went black. The next thing I know, I woke up with a prisoner. The whole place is overrun with air elementals. I hope that's everyone's okay. Those Twilight Hammer scum better not have hurt any of my friends. Okay, quick. Use something sharp to jimmy the lock on this ball and chain. Together we will make it to the refugee
Keep your
camp.
feet on the ground. Great to meet you.
Do I actually need to do anything? Great, let's get out of here. I don't have a weapon, so I'd appreciate it if you could, you know, protect me. Let's go. I'm waiting. Let's go. go. Get your shit and get out. Marshall, Will, and Holly on a routine expedition. Oh, I'm sorry. Dalden! This isn't happening. Oh no. My friends. Hurry, we have to check on them. That was the last one, right? Let's get chanting recipe. Probably worth some coins. Some completionist out there wants it. We have to get out of here. And why are we going in deeper? It's trashed, but it doesn't look like there are any bodies. Can we leave now? Sorry, but I had to check. Okay, let's get out of here. There's the refugee camp. I'll race you. I won. Holly, Elisa, oh, it's good to get out of there. Aberdeen is completely overrun with cultists and elementals. I cannot thank you enough. Now we'll have fighting chance to retake the ruins as soon as we are in better health.
Good luck.
I know, alas, but you're safe now, and with friends. I thought you were dead. A favor to ask. Could you reward my friend here? I haven't any coin. I can pay you when we get back to Ironforge. Of course, don't think of anything of it, and I won't hear of you trying to pay me back either. Oh, thank you, Elisa, thank you.
Great to meet you.
You're the fine one who saved my Holly. Well, I've got a fitting reward for you here, I'm sure. You really can't thank enough for bringing her to safety.
Off with you.
Peace be with you.
Without those three coaxing them, perhaps the flow of elementals into the ruins of Alberdine will be stemmed. Thank you. You have returned. What news do you bring? Yalda, the spirit of others form from the ruins of Alberdine. The druid ponders what you've conveyed about your adventure in the ruins. I remember them all. They are all dearly missed. But they have moved on into the goddess's embrace, and that is for the best. Ande Tharas Ethel. May your troubles be diminished.
Go in peace.
You pass. Ender.
What's on your mind? Good.
Alright, well, let's go see what's going on with Malfurion. Officially over halfway. Will and Holly, the expedition. We're coming upon one shortly. Cooldown of Crusader Strike. 1 second gives you 15% chance to reduce cost of your next damaging or healing. Holy what? Took the target for 621 physical damage. Grabs Z, causing Z to change an additional life per stack. 3 stacks. Each chunk deals 40% less damage. Judgment really hits 2 additional enemies and deals critical strike against targets above 50%. Justice.
Greetings.
Standing in the way of nature is heresy, even when nature's force is a destructive one. The forces that would destroy Darkshore are not natural, however. I will not let this land be torn asunder. There is no time to waste. It is taking every ounce of my power to keep Darkshore's entire landmass from being shattered and swept into the ocean. You must listen to me very carefully. If we are to stabilize the forces of nature, we'll need every little bit of help we can get. The Furbolg of Blackwood tribe have long inhabited the area and have strong ties to the land. Their elder shaman, Elder Brownpaw, wields great power over the elements. His assistance would be invaluable. See if you can obtain their aid. The Wildkin were once numerous in Darkshore, such as their ties to the land that the cataclysm that shattered Darkshore also decimated their numbers. The Wildkin of Room is the last of his tribe, and is a powerful elder with a strong connection to Illumin. His help will be most necessary in healing the land. You will find him north of here at the Moon-touched End. Nothing will repair the land quicker than the strength of those who inhabit it. We Night Elves are fortunate that some of our best allies just happen to be both the land and its inhabitant at once. The Ancient of War, known as Selene, has charged with guarding the ruins of Amath Aran to the south. Go there and seek his help.
May the winds be at your back.
A terrible sadness surrounds the creature. Its eyes stare beyond you as you approach. The creature hoots sadly as it addresses you. A room is last of tribe. Others won't rest. Meet funeral pyre. Bring a room the feathers of others. Let them rest. Then a room help you. With my fists. My hammer is holy. I turn the undead. Is that even a spell anymore? Once upon a time that was a spell. Their little hovels. That fit like one of them. Hello, a room. You bring others feathers? Thank you. Soon my kin will rest. We need special flame for ritual. We need a loon's fire. Horu's spirit wanders east of here. Horu carries torch of a loon. Bring here so spirits rest. Room, thank you. Recall correctly, he will lap the entire zone. Could run from me, but you can't hide. Coming for that owl butt. Buddy. You have torch? The room lets out a long, low-pitched hoot. Finally, kin may rest. Wild kin with a loon, a room in your debt. A room help you now. Return to Malfurion. I join you soon. So now I'm not in your pit. We thank you, a room, and we thank Judgy Pants. We return to a loon, finally. The Eye of the Vortex. The amount of furballs we have to murder. It's crazy. You good? I have much respect for the great Malfurion storm rage. I cannot, however, leave my people in their time of need. Maybe there is a way we can help each other. With most of our brethren losing their way to madness or corruption, it would seem that we have little choice but to ally with you. You can count on our aid, once you've proven we can count on yours. As you can see, my people are having a bit of a problem with fire elementals. Help fight them and use this totem on their fiery remains. We will return them to where they belong, whether they like it or not. Fire elemental ones that are innately evil. They're not necessarily evil in that sense. Like, they're not evil per se. It's just their activities as fire elementals. It's something that most people would consider to be bad because they're fire elementals and they consume. But it's just their nature. They're not. Think about it, they just have a consumption-based nature. To them, they're not evil. Cultural sensitivity. The way different people treat their dead. It's the biggest one I can think of is like the different ways that people treat their dead. I say eat, but I assume you like shatter the dust or something with the dust. Check for information. The element of fire is unique in that attacking it indiscriminately can often lead to it spreading further, succeeding only in agitating its flame. We are wiser than that. We are going to dispose of it properly. Their fiery spirits are contained in the totem now. Take it to the top of the jagged reef near the blazing stand and let it on the ground. The totem's soothing energies will slowly wash over the elementals until their fury simmers down to calm. We must protect the totem, for fire does not react favorably to the ritual of soothing. The ritual has been completed. We are in your debt. Perhaps now, with Malfurion's help, we can save the rest of Darkshore. It won't be immediate, but the elemental's anger will soon die down, and my people will live to fight another day. I will go help you and Malfurion in any way I can. It's a minor upgrade, but it's still an upgrade. Yeah. So what? It was water elementals at Lordino, air elementals at Alberdine, fire elementals with the Black Paw, and then these guys. If the great Malfurion requires my presence, it is my duty to heed his call. It is also my duty to protect these ruins, however. Perhaps you'll be able to help fulfill both my obligations. I've been neglecting my responsibility if I abandon my post just now. With so many elementals out of control in the ruins, let us deal with them first, before we see how we may aid Malfurion. What do you say? I'm in trouble. Apparently there's a restaurant right there. It's a downgrade, but I don't have the appearance, so we'll quit for a moment. Alright, well that was fun. It's become clear. The elements won't be calm until Mirfian succeeds in returning balance to the land. Aiding him is, in a way, also fulfilling my task. My duty here has been fulfilled as best it can. Send word to Malfurion that I'll be joining him soon. Good luck to you. Good luck to us all.
How may I aid you?
This is fortunate news. The Furbolg may seem little more than a savage race, but their ties to the land are ancient, and their shamans are second to none. The Wildkin were once the guardians of the land. It is good to hear that they haven't all forgotten their old ways. Excellent job. Sellen's help in holding back the vortex will be invaluable. Our efforts in containing the destruction don't appear to be quite enough. I fear we're going to need aid from beyond the waking world. Twilight cultists inside the Earthshatter Cavern of the East have opened a gateway to a nightmare-infected section of the Emerald Dream. They hold a green dragon prisoner named Sarah there. Go through the nightmare portal and free her. She will be a powerful ally.
May nature guide your path.
Oh, there's Twilight dragons up there. What the fuck am I seeing? Good, it's getting cold. We're to death. Malfurion calls. Yes, I can hear his voice through the dream. Malfurion's words are true, small one. The rift that threatens to split Darkshore in half also threatens the separation between this world and yours. Let me aid you in any way I can, lest further rifts between our worlds amplify the destruction taking place in both places. First, you must undo the shackles cast upon me by retrieving the Emerald Scroll from the Nightmare Guardian that roams the halls below. Did you find it? Thank you. You've given me my freedom. Let's see what we can do for your world now. Hold on tight. The journey back to the waking world can be a little rough on unprepared minds and bodies. Alright, so we've got some traveling going here. I'm gonna go use the potty.
must protect
Oh, you're just in
the
time. I don't know how much longer I can hold. Twilight Riders circle the skies above the vortex. I fear it is the magic that has kept the cataclysmic forces from being contained by our efforts. Take the skies with Larissa and destroy the riders in the portal from whence they came.
Nature stands with you.
Land. Future. Target. Can I read him? Energy is a resource. Malvarian. Land! Oh, fudge. So is this from work? Something from work. How is this, just for a moment, Shaw. She dropped me.
How might nature
The return of the tides. We should be able to contain further damage. Much work remains to be done. Ooh, a new hammer. Our work in Darkshore is not yet done. We might have stopped the landmass from shattering, but our enemies still have a strong presence in the area. I want you to contact a group of druids at the Grove of the Ancients, far to the south. They are led by an old friend of mine, Dalran of the Claw. Tell them there is a time has come to take the battle to our foes. I will come to aid them as soon as we are stabilized
may
there.
nature guide your path.
And then all them upgrades. To the quick. That's not the right one. And looks like a pretty basic hammer. And it's made of wood. Which makes sense. It's a druid. A druid gave it to us, of course, to me. Oh, wrap this up. Oh yeah, I got fizzed out. Ugh. No. Where's somebody back by then? Spacebar again. Our ancestors lived alongside the Blackwood furbolgs for generations, though recently we have lost contact with their settlements deeper in the forest. One of their large villages, Blackwood Hold, can be found to the south. Travel there and find Elder Brolk. Ask him why his people have withdrawn from us and offer your help if necessary.
I am honored.
We must not allow an inch to our enemy. If they strike in Darkshore, we will fight them back, and just as if they had attacked Darnassus itself. If Malfurion placed his trust in you, then so shall I. You'll find that our enemies greatly outnumber us this far south. Where brute force and numbers fail us, strategy and guile will prove our biggest advantage. To the southwest lies the corpse of a being somehow related to the old gods, the Twilight Hammer cultists' worship. He was defeated before our time, if not by the Titans themselves, certainly by one of their creations. We've noted an increase in cult activity in the area, which can only mean something terrible is amiss. We're going to need to find out what they're planning to do there and why. Take this figurine. It'll help you avoid being detected while you gather intellect.
The loon be with you.
My first concern right now is for the Thistlebear families who call what's left of these woods home. Just to our south, beyond the Bear Shrine, an entire generation has fallen ill, gruesomely ill. I don't know what they're suffering from, but it's consumed them from within. It pains me that a whole generation is beyond saving, but we've got to kill them off so that the earth can reclaim their bodies. More importantly, we need to find the source, investigate the shallow lake they drink from.
May the stars guide you.
Feel free to browse. May the stars guide
Friends all draw horseshoes, must make amends. Furball murder. Oh, there's a lot of furballs in this area. You cannot ninja around. Why have you come here, outsider? You tell the elder that you were sent by Forel Broadleaf at the Grove of the Ancients. He seems to relax slightly. The elf is right. The forces of Felwood have seeped into Darkshore and are sickening my people. The foul satyr of Felwood have started to introduce their poison into Darkshore, into our lands. Their corruption kills the land and twists the creatures who live in it. My people are no exception. Our magic alone is not enough to bring them back to their senses. There is an herb called Bear's Paw that we use to break fevers and fortify the weak. With its help, we may be able to break the influence of the satyr. The herb grows in the wilds around the village. Or right here, next to your house. Shut the fuck up. A watermelon? A watermelon. Let's see, vendors for 25 coppers. That one vendor silver and 25 coppers. You gathered the bear's paw. There are poor, weak stalks, but they are all we have. The corruption spreads quickly, even among the plants of the forest. Before the bear's paw can be used to cleanse the affliction, it must be completed and blessed. To the north of the village roamed a tail strider named Fleetfoot. You'll need its tail feathers to complete the herb bundle. Bring the tail feathers in the bear's paw bundle to the ancient bear statue in the ruins around the Grove of the Ancient, further north of where you'll find Fleetfoot. While at the shrine, combine the tail feathers with the bear's paw and receive the bear spirit's blessing. Katharina recoils at your description of the ravaged animals and the cruel device at the bottom of the lake. This is terrible. What is that thing and how did it get there? Something is devouring these animals, physically and spiritually. I had suspected the satyrs or some sort of disease was the culprit, but this is shaping up to be something unnatural. Something is trying to devour the life of Darkshore from within. I'll ask around to learn more about the thing you discovered in the lake. Meanwhile, we need to protect the local wildlife from further harm. Can you gather some materials for me? I'll need life in all of its incarnations. Talk to Onu here in the grove to acquire a seed of the earth. Capture a Darkshore wisp floating amongst the trees, and we'll have a seed of the sky. Find a seed of the sea within seashells along the coast, west of here. Be still, little one, and you can hear this ancient land speak. It cries out in pain. Ancient Onu, where may I find a seed of the earth? A powerful agent for one so young. You will kill many foes in the name of the Alliance, but it is important to remember that in the Great Cycle, birth is as powerful as death. Onu slowly reaches up to his head and withdraws an inconspicuous acorn. He lowers his arm to you with unhurried calm. This is extremely potent. I apologize. I did not wish that to sound like a boast. Apologize. Gotcha. It's not a bug box. It's no longer in use. Okay. Have you visited the old bear statue? Elder Bolg accepts the blessed bundle from you and looks over it. This is exactly what we needed. The bear's spirit favor us, and there may be hope for my brothers after all. With the sacred herbs and the bear's blessing, you must use this herb bundle to cleanse my brothers. The corruption spilling out from Felwood has driven them mad, and they will attack any who come near. Accept the afflicted Blackwood to be angry with you until you have slain them. Slain the spirit of consumption that haunts them. When you have freed my brothers from their madness, return to me. The satyrs of Felwood have started pouring their hate and corruption into our lands. They have sent Shirax the Defiler to subdue parts of the forest that we Blackwood call home. In addition to poisoning the land, animals, and plants, he has set up Jadefire braziers throughout the village to help extend his control over our people. Destroying the braziers alone won't be enough to stop him, but it will help lessen his influence, while you work with Elder Brolg to free our brothers. Huge active things, dude. Most stuff does not have a hammer range like that. Feel like I gotta kill a lot of fucking furbolgs. Because I did the 7 that were needed for the quest. And then I had to kill like a half dozen more. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more. So on top of the initial 7, I had to deal with 4 more. In order to get the braziers. You have done well. My people have begun to emerge from their madness, but they will fall back into it if we do not deal with the source of the corruption. The Jadefire Satyrs of Felwood have found their way into Darkshore, tainting the land, water, and creatures they encounter. You've seen what the corruption has done to my people and their homes. If we do not turn back the satyrs, all of us will share that fate. Within the cave to the east is Shirax the Defiler, the satyr responsible for all the ills of Blackwood. Slay him and free us from his influence. Show this satyr that Blackwood will not lay down and die so easily. Thank you. With your efforts, we might be able to save the Blackwood who remain. New boots. New boots, new boots, new boots, new boots. I see the cave and I see the sheer number of fucking furballs to kill on their way. Apparently regular bears too. through is about 10 feet. 5. 6 and a bear. Thank you. You are the hero of my people. Without you, we would be doomed to madness and death. May the bear spirit always watch over you. Why are we digging this thing up anyway, boss? Watch your tongue, worm. You will not refer to Soggoth the Slitherer as the Thing, or you'll find yourself eating your own heart for dinner. Now, back to work. Your superiors are watching from the outlook above, and they do not take kindly to idleness. This is dire news. If you are correct, then we'd best act swiftly and decisively. We cannot allow this Soggoth to be brought back to life. The cultists appear to be digging out the remains of a being known as Soggoth the Slitherer. Perhaps his superiors on the rafters above have more information. Okay. Apparently I fucked it up anyway. So, moving on. Looking for a white clan. Stealth. Cover enemies with detection icons above their head. They can see you. Get stealth, not invisibility. This ability is a weird ability. I think the way it works is you get like in the undead realm. Our men are almost finished unearthing Great Soggoth. Is the ritual ready? Not quite. We shall need a great many offerings of sacrifice before the herald of the old gods roams the land again. Do not worry. Like I said, our men are almost done unearthing the slithering one. They will make for a suitable and even voluntary sacrifice. Sagoth will rise. Sagoth will rise. Rise, my creation.
Elun Adore. Asha Fela. I am listening. Be careful. I am honored. Farewell.
Far, far to the south. Oh, fudge, 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 fudge. Oh. I don't know, I'm trying to think of what that is. I know that's a battle cry for one of the Hearthstone cards. Arise, my creation. I don't remember.
Hello.
This is dire news. If you are correct, then we'd best act swiftly and decisively. We cannot allow this Sagoth to be brought back to life.
Watch over
Peace be with you.
Life is powerful. Concentrated in its purest form, it can overcome anything. Someday, even Darkshore will heal from its wounds. Did you find everything I need? Perfect. This is everything. Did you have fun collecting the wisp? I used to chase the wisps around Ashenvale when I was just a girl. Lost in memories for a moment, Katharina suddenly grows somber. I'm afraid I found out what we're dealing with. As you're familiar with the old ones, Unu and I agree that the artifact you found in the lake can only be their work, and it's devouring Darkshore. Something is stirring up terror we thought dead long ago. This is bigger than you or me, but my first concern is protecting the wildlife. Here, this sapling contains the life essence you've gathered for me. I believe it can protect the local fauna. Test it out on the nearby unconsumed bear, stag, or moonstalker, and let us know what
Go in
happens.
peace. Hello.
Listen, we need to learn more about what we're up against. To the southwest, beyond the Master's Glade, there's a group of dwarven prospectors who are excavating the nearby ruins. Perhaps they have uncovered knowledge that is useful to us in this
There
matter. I think that's pretty much it as we finish up. Thing in the lake, then we deal with Sagoth, and that's it.
goddess bless you.
While the elements are doing their best to tear Darkshore asunder, I've been struggling to protect the remaining wildlife. Can I count on your help? I wish I could tell you more, but until recently, nobody believed that such creatures existed. Long before the Titans shaped Azeroth into the world we see today, before the natural cycle of life and death as we know it, the Old Ones ruled over the elements and corrupted creation to serve their own malignant ends. From what Onu here tells me, the Titans ultimately defeated the Old Ones, or at least they imprisoned them under the earth. Can something like that ever really die? I wish I knew more, but this is all prehistory for me, and I've been around a while. I know that there are some that worship the Old Ones, and if you believe that, that's like praying for the end of the world. These old gods make people crazy. The sapling you carry grows in power even as we speak. Life is regenerative. Did it work? Interesting. It sounds like our cure will keep the wildlife safe, but you can say you saw something else, like some kind of angry presence. This is a good sign. Whatever is behind this isn't happy, and that means we're onto something. Now that we know our preventative measure works, we can cover as much ground as possible. I've arranged to commandeer one of our hippogriffs, but I can't do this alone. Talk to my friend Orseus, next to the flight master, right outside the grove here. Let him know when you're ready, and I'll meet you there. We'll canvass Darkshore from the air and protect as many animals as we can.
I am honored.
I've been assisting the flight master to round up the hippogriffs that fled their posts and the land torts fell apart. Even now, our birds remain squeamish. Orseus, Katharina sent me to borrow one of your hippogriffs. Let's ride. Hold on tight. I'll take care of the flying. You focus on the wildlife. From the air, we should be able to cast your protective ward on whole groups of animals at once. White-tailed deer have been repopulating this whole area. Deer are protected. Well, now the updraft here from the fire is going to be fierce. Moonstalkers are safe. Moonstalkers displaced by the fires patrol this strand. We need to keep them safe. All the animals. Let's blow. Some of those thistle bears haven't been corrupted yet. We're not too late. Alright, everybody's safe. Why would anyone want to dig up something so horrific? I'm convinced those things are behind what's happened to these animals here. Good work. Let Orseus know if you need to take another pass. Otherwise, I'll meet you in the grove.
The loom be with you.
So the animals are safe then. Thank you. Thank you. But now is the time to turn our attention to the source. Ooh, nice. Let's see. Bum, bum, bum. Now that the creatures of Darkshore are safe, let's turn our attention to the artifact that you found in the lake. I believe it's the work of a minion of the old gods. We'll fight these fiends using their very life-giving energies of Darkshore itself. Take the Lifebringer sapling to the shore of the shallow lake to the south of here. Wave it over the waters of the lake, and it should disable the ancient artifact. Be careful. The artifact is likely to be guarded by who knows what.
A shaft alone.
Screw that guy. The artifact shatters as Yothal the Devourer grasps his last breath.
I am honored.
I'm afraid to ask, is the artifact destroyed? What of its guardian? Love of a loon, look at you. There must have been some fight. You're covered in what looks like chowder. If a mere minion could cause so much agony here in Darkshore, I can't even imagine the suffering that a true old one would bring about. Well, at least the animals are safe for now. I will plant the sapling you created to help rebuild the shattered land. Thank you. I'd give you a hug, but, you know, chowder.
Goddess watch over me.
Okay, left is the battle for Darkshore. Oh, excuse me.
Great to meet you.
Digger compromise. Explorers League wants to grab whatever's left of value and clear out. Easily said, not so easily done. Oh, we know a thing or two about this Sagath. The question is, do you really want to know? The Master's Glaive was the site of an ancient battle. The Titans sent 20 of their stone giants against Sagath. Of those 20 giants, one survived. The tablets say that Kron, the largest of the stone giants, allowed himself to be entangled by Sagath's tendrils, just long enough to be lifted close to the creature's skull, within reach of his mighty sword. It's a good thing he's dead. We don't want to have 20 stone giants lying around to stab him again.
Keep your feet on the ground.
The big beards at Ironforge sent me here to check on Rum Travel's dig the moment they got word of the disaster. Look at it. Precious artifacts washed to sea. Months of tedious digging undone in a moment. When the tidal wave hit, they demolished the Murloc encampment along the shore. Good news. Nah, not with my luck. The survivors are squatting in the shelter of the ruins, and they're doing more damage than the elements ever could. Would you mind getting your waders on and taking care of
See
it?
you soon. How are you?
Underneath Rem Travel's forgetful exterior is the mind of a genius, an enigma cloaked in senility. But I'm not about to give up on the old man. Look at what I found in his notes. Not there, no, that's a shopping list. Here, on the page where he tried to figure out what year it is. The disc. We think this Titan artifact is some sort of encrypted storage wheel. We were carefully unearthing it when the disaster hit, but hopefully it's still in the ruins. Dive in and grab it
Keep
for
your
me.
feet on the ground. Well met.
Who are you again? Have we met? If you're here from the League, you can tell them I'm not leaving, not without my find. I had it right in my hands. Then the screaming, then the wetness. Listen here, who's your name? I documented the whole thing in my journal the day the tidal wave hit. And I know just where I left it, the journal, not the find. Help me get the one so that we can get the other. Or vice versa. You follow? Follow me.
See you soon.
Spurb, gather your strength. What's your face? We've got a long way to travel. Ready? Let's move. Forgot about the Naga. The ruins you see here are identical to ones I dug up a few months ago, but they're flooded. Curious. Hit him again, just to make sure he's good and dead. We're almost there, who's your face? The camp where I left my notes is just around the corner. that a gun? No, it's a pickaxe. I thought I had a gun. You can fucking running up and hit stuff in the face this way. By the 3 hammers, will you look at that? More ruins. These ruins I've found are identical to the ones I just left. It's the find of a lifetime. You big duffer, these are the same ruins. You're wandering in circles again. Nonsense. See, here's my journal, right here. What do you make of this, Ferd?
No.
Ah, you helped the prospector find his missing journal. To think it was here all along. Someday you'll have to show me this other set of ruins he's always going on about. Did you find it? Groff wants to clear out these ruins as soon as possible. Spectacular. Good work. I'm sure Rem Travel would thank you himself if he could remember your name. Look at the surface of the disc, these microscopic etchings. This is amazing. I'm certain this strange wheel holds information. If only we could read it. Now that we have the disc, a lot of our earlier finds are starting to make sense. Shortly after my arrival, Prospector Rem Travel unearthed what he presumed to be a prehistoric toaster. And it's my belief that this slotted box is some sort of data reader. Unfortunately, it broke apart and washed away with the rest of our base camp when the tidal wave struck. It can't be far. Pieces must be buried in the nearby sand. Here, use my trusty buried artifact detector to comb the beach for it.
Safe travels. What can I do for you?
Bravo! Now let's take a look at these new situations. What? More Murlocs? I swear on my stones, the more Murlocs you kill, the more Murlocs appear. Is it just me? We're gonna need a new approach. We can figure this out. We just need some dwarven ingenuity. Think, Groffy, think. These Murlocs are just looking for a home, right? Let's do something constructive. I mean it literally. All sorts of debris have washed ashore during the catastrophe, and some of the decimated Murloc hovels may still be salvageable. Run along the shore here and gather up any building materials fit for a Murloc. That's an admittedly low standard.
Be good.
Keys. Ancient device. Broken timepiece. Ancient device. Brass button. Another brass button. Another corroded key. An ancient device fragment. Corroded keys. Ancient device fragment. Ancient device fragment. So it looks just like it's an oracle.
What's on your mind?
What enough for you? Archaeologist Groff picks through the wreckage. Well, not much here, and I don't like stepping on that. Don't look stepped on, sat on, or soaked in a toilet. But toss some thatch on top and it'll do. Tell me, do you consider yourself an architect? Can we build it? Yes, we can! Just west of the dig site, I planted a barren around the shore. The sand is firm, and it's as good a site as any. Take my tools and the parts you've collected and build these ornery pests a different place to live.
No.
Did you assemble all the pieces of the slotted device? We may need to remove Prospector Ham Travel's sandwich from the ancient data interface. Why yes, this is it. See here, the slot is the exact dimension of the ancient disk, just as I'd surmised. Here's your reward, you've earned it. Junior archaeologist Ferd upends the device and pours mud and garbage from the slot. Are you ready to meet history face to face? Let's see what the ancients have to say.
See you soon.
Let's see what this artifact tells us. I knew it. It's calling up a message. Kill it! Diagnostic, fail. Mother? Site has been compromised. The aspects must be alerted. Amazing. Prospector round travel's done it again. We'll see if Ironforge can make sense of this. Oh, okay. It vanished. I'm really gonna like, oh, I'm trapped. Do I have anything that can make me small?
What can I do for you?
How goes the new seaside condo? Har, this sounds like quite a heap you built there. Did they take to it? Good. Let's see if my plan comes to fruition. Archaeologist Groff watches as scores of murlocs stream down the beach, pouring into the hovel from all corners of the compass. Gradually, his brow knit together. What have I done? One pill makes you smaller, the other makes you large. The dwarf story is unsettling, yet informative. It seems we have few options left. We may not have 20 stone giants to take on our enemy, but we giants of the ancient lumber are as strong as any rock. Look around you. My kindred sleep, yet they will heed the keeper's horn when the time of need is upon them. You will find Aros, the keeper of the grove, beyond the bridge, northeast of here. Tell him of the urgency of our situation. Oros's body appears to be lifeless, yet still warm. Perhaps his killers are nearby. The creature appears to have had its skull broken in a fight with Aros. It looks like you've heard described as a Naga before. It is said that despite their monstrous features, Naga are night elves, warped by the arcane magics of Queen Ajara. It seems they've decided to stop you from obtaining the Horn of the Ancients. Describe. This isn't the first time I've encountered it. The Naga were a threat on Azure Mist. And on Blood Mist. The Naga are in league with Twilight's Hammer. Just what we needed. If the Naga have to throw in their lot with the Twilight's Hammer, then may Elune have mercy on them. Go into their lair in the island of Najvel and find their leader, the Naga warlord known only as Wraithspine. Perhaps the Horn of the Ancients can still be saved. We cannot let the Naga get away with this. Slaying the Keeper of the Grove amounts to a declaration of war. You'll find their den inside a cave on the island of Najvel, far to the southwest. I want you to send them a clear message. In other words, murder them, motherfudges. You know, it's these two quests, and then we do the one to kill the Spirit of Sagat, right? Huh? Hmm. Hmm. I shall return momentarily. Oh look, I'm dead. I don't know why I'm dead. Don't know why I'm not in corpse form. I didn't hit release. It's weird. Well, I didn't hit release. So why am I not in the corpse still? It's definitely unusual. Definitely unusual. Oh well. You are too late. The relic is being offered to Ajara above us as we speak. The warlord does not seem to have the horn on him. Perhaps he was telling the truth. The warlord said the horn of the ancients is being offered to Ajara above Nashvel. Perhaps it is too late to save the ancient relic from being destroyed. Okay, the Elec is ridiculous. Like, I can see the Draenei really wanting to get that Paladin book. It changes it to match your class mount. Instead of your base race class mount, it becomes the class mount, the order hall class mount. So instead of getting a huge Elec, it'll probably get stuck on everything. You get the itty bitty little horse. I'm a horse. Prevent the offering to Ashara. Oh shit, it's Big Mama. Hey, Big Mama. Marked your peoples. I ain't even sorry. Who dares oppose Ajara? You will soon beg for a swift death. It's over, Ajara. You and your Naga will return to the bottom of the sea where you belong. Ah, Malfurion Stormrage. I'd hoped to keep you occupied for a little longer. It was my goal to keep you away from Hyjal while my allies attacked. It would seem I have succeeded. I have no need to fight you, for it appears I've already won. You cannot stop our attack on Darkshore and save Hyjal at the same time. She's not lying. Nordrassil is in danger. I must make haste and prepare for Hyjal's defense. It'll be up to you to use the Horn of the Ancients and stop Sagoth's return.
Greetings.
You've done well. Unfortunately, the battle is far from over. The Ancients of the Grove have come to your aid. I can see through your eyes even as we speak. The Twilight's Hammer has been forced to hasten their ritual, and have thus only managed to resurrect but a remnant of the dread Sagoth. Destroy it before it's too late. I am needed elsewhere. Return to the Druids of the Grove of the Ancients. When it is all over, they will direct you further.
Nature stands with you.
Devour your soul, insolent mortal. Fudge up out of here. Two turn-ins. Two quests left. One chapter. Once I get this turned in, I'll go ahead and do my FizzDab stuff, and then I will be back with more. Having been said, hope you'll join me later when I am back with more.
What brings you here?
You have finally rest here now. It appears the Darkshore has been saved, and we have you to thank for it. Darkshore may be battered and broken, but thanks to you, we've achieved some amount of safety here, some amount of peace. We've much rebuilding to do. You should continue on, friend. Garrosh has pressed the full might of his horde against us in Ashenville. They will kill all of us and chop the forest clear if we don't stop them. If we are to have any hope of not losing these forests entirely, we'll need your help. Follow the road to the south and find Sentinel Shalia.
How may I help?
Well done! The Naga seek the destruction and subjugation of all surface dwellers. Do not hesitate to drive them out of our lands and back into the shadowy ocean depths where they belong. That's a one-hander.
Be careful.
Alright, and that's the end of this one. So we'll go ahead and hearken after Lord now. Empty out our bag. A lot of shields given out.
What brings you here? A shop
Yeah, we made it to 30. I was hoping to make it to 30 this time. The last talent point. Nope. We'll have to do it next week. Till then. It's on to bed. It's been good, y'all. Really? There. Damn, she's breathing heavy. Like really fast.